Welcome back, everybody, to the continuation of our recap of Pyanodons on Twitch. So, it's been, again, about a week, and we have done quite a bit in the base. We spent about 2 of the 3 streams in this recap where we were just fixing things in the base. A whole bunch of things that just went wrong, were not working properly, the usual, but we also did spend some time over here in making a bloody amazing potato farm. Yeah, we got ourselves a potato farm, and it is running partially. This one's not running because you're missing coarse fraction. Wait a minute, what's going on over here? Let's have a look at it. But yeah, the potato farm over here is sitting around and is operational, and it took a bit. I mean, this is 40 farms over here, and this over here is not going to be very fast at all. It's actually going to be pretty darn slow, but you do need to start somewhere with the potatoes, and you also do need quite the bit of the auxiliary build over here to keep the potatoes over here rolling. Now, let's have a look over here at why you, for example, over here kind of stopped working. And the reason for that is, to make potatoes, we're going to need coarse fraction, soil, Tuuphra seeds, manure bacteria, and water. Now, the Tuuphra seeds we can just straight up make out of potatoes, so that is more or less dealt with. That's what this building over here at the end does. This building over here is just non-stop making Tuuphra seeds, which are just, well, coming in from the potatoes, turn them into seeds, and then just let the belt back up, and if the belt's backed up, everything is fine. Good. As for the soil, we can just dig up soil for free, no issue. The thing that's a little bit of an issue is, of course, the coarse fraction, and of course over here the manure bacteria at, very important, 10 degrees Celsius. It's actually not important. Good. And that's where this first auxiliary build over here starts off with. So let's have a quick peek at what went wrong over here. It is... You're backed up on sand? You're backed up on gravel. Wait a minute. Oh, you've never been built. There we go. Oh, that'll do the trick. And also, I think there's something wrong with you over here. There we go. Now it works. Yeah, that probably has never been built. Good, but yes, to make coarse fraction, there's 2 ways to make coarse fraction. And the best way, in my opinion, would be... Let's just get out of here. It's a little bit louder. Zoom out a bit. The best way, in my opinion, would be to make coarse fraction just by digging up the dirt with some iron sticks and just getting pure coarse fraction. And then we don't need to be bothered about anything. It's also called wet soil. The other way to make coarse fraction, which is a little bit more annoying, is by using a solid separator. We take some soil, we separate it into sand, coarse fraction, limestone, and biomass. Now, this already is like 3 byproducts over here we need to handle because we only want one of these products. So we need to do something with the sand, we need to do something with the limestone, and we need to do something with the biomass. Now, biomass is quite easy. We can just sink it in one of our biomass sinks, no problem whatsoever. Sand needs a little bit of creative energy, and the limestone, we don't have any use for limestone at all at the moment, because whenever we have a build that requires limestone, we make the limestone on site. We don't really put limestone on trains or anything like that, so we need to figure out something for limestone sooner or later. Nevertheless, let's have a look at this build over here. So we dig up some soil. We've got like 4 soil extraction machines over here, which are connected to 2 water pumps over here, and then we of course dig out or filter out the coarse fraction over here, and the limestone and the biomass just goes on the belt, and it just goes out of the machine all the way over here to the top, where we have 2 or 3 big train stations over there that just hold the stuff for now for us. The sand, however, the sand we send over here to the classifier, and the sand we turn into iron oxide, gravel, and crushed quartz. Which means the gravel over here we can then turn back into sand, and these 2 together are a negative loop for sand. So these over here will be using up sand, and we'll all be turning it into a bit of iron oxide and a tiny bit of crushed quartz. Now, the crushed quartz is going to be important. We're going to need that later on, and the iron oxide, we can just export it. We're just going to be putting it onto a train, and we're just going to be bringing it over here, where we already smelt iron oxide into iron plates, and then it will just go back into the general system of it. Good. So that's where we get our soil from and our coarse fraction. And it all goes into these potato farms over here, and all of them will be absolutely happy. The bigger issue, of course, over here is the manure bacteria. And for manure bacteria, well, we of course need some manure. We need quite a bit of manure, and manure production is a bit of an issue. You can already see the train over here. He wants to go to his provider, but the provider is not full enough. And the belt over here with the poop on it, well, It shouldn't look like that. It should be one big brown log and not like these little bunny butts. So we do need to increase our manure production. Good, but that's a problem for the future. That's not a problem for today. Let's have a look over here. So this whole build over here, this is all that we need to make manure bacteria. It's kind of big. It's kind of obnoxious. I was kind of thinking of centralizing it, but we just went with this little localized build over here because I think this over here is more than good enough to meet our needs. And let's also make some lamps over here real quick so that we can just brighten up this place a bit. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Nope. There we go. And now we can see over here a little bit more. Good. But yeah, this place over here is what is currently making all the manure bacteria. And manure bacteria over here, it's this loud machine. It's a little bit annoying. Sorry about that. We need petri dishes, agar, and of course manure. Now the manure is coming in via the train, but the agar is pretty easy to make. Agar is just seaweed, steam, turn it into agar. But the petri dishes, yeah, the petri dishes is the rest of all of these machines over here. Making petri dishes is not too hard, but also not too easy. The thing we need to do over here is glass processing. And what we're basically doing over here is the same that we are doing a little bit more industrialized over here, where we just make some on-site tier 2 glass processing. And yeah, that's more or less what's happening over here. So we take in quartz. This comes in via a train. We also take in the occasional crushed quartz, which is coming from our classifiers. And we all put it together and turn it into quartz dust, which we then cook up with some pure sand into molten glass. And then the molten glass, of course, is turned into, with some hot air, into some petri dishes. And this over here will make all the petri dishes that we need. The whole machine over here is backed up. Everybody over here is super duper happy. So there's nothing much for us over here to do. Now, of course, this over here makes stone. This over here makes gravel. We turn stone into gravel, gravel into sand. All of the sand then goes over here, together with some permanent making of sands over here, so that we can wash some pure sand, which we do then need over here for the molten glass recipe. Good. And that's all of that part. And of course we need the seaweed, and that's all being done over here. Now these machines over here, they do not need to be running at full speed. The slowest denominator over here is the manure bacteria machine over here, which requires us to make 2 agar every 8 seconds. A petri dish is made out of a piece of agar. So basically we can say it's another piece of agar. So 2 agar every 8 seconds. That is 1 agar every 4 seconds, or 0.25 agar per second. One of these machines over here makes 1 agar every 5. We got 2 of them. So we make 2 agar every 5. So if these 2 over here will be running non-stop, we will be making 0.4 agar per second, which is of course almost twice as much as we need. It's about, we need 40% less agar, or less agar per second than these 2 machines can make over here. And if we go over here, it does mean that we do need like to make 2 seaweed per second, but if we calculate it together over here in total, we need to make 1.2 seaweed per second in total. That's also the reason why we got 6 seaweed farms over here, because every seaweed farm over here makes 0.2 seaweed per second, and 6 of them makes 1.2. So this over here is the perfect amount of seaweed that we need to do to get these 2 machines over here rolling non-stop. And it is going fine. It's being consumed, and the manure bacteria is rolling around, and the potatoes, well, the potatoes, they're growing. But potatoes are not growing super duper fast. If we take a look over here at the Tuuphras, here we go, and we go over to the 10-minute marker, we can see that we make about, there we go, like this one and this one. We can see that we make about, maybe if we're lucky, 40 per minute. But we also do consume 18 per minute. So in total, we make something. If we're really, really lucky, maybe 20 potatoes per minute. And that is not a lot. That's like 1 potato every 3 seconds. Yeah, that's just how it is at the moment. But that's fine. Later recipes do make the Tuuphras over here go way faster. So for now, we just keep this factory over here running and running and running and running until we have the amount of potatoes that we need. That's also the reason why we have these chests over here at the end. Like, they just keep making potatoes, and it just goes into this chest over here, and it's slowly filling up. Very, very slowly. We'll probably start off with like a 1-1 train just for potatoes. But later on, we will definitely be going to bigger trains for bigger potatoes. Good. And of course, the most important part is, and that's also the whole reason why we do make the potatoes, we do need them for the Corlex production, because the Corlex is over here, the Corlex pups, they require Tuuphra seeds, and the big Mama Boy Corlex is over here, they require actual Tuuphras. They also require key calc, and we don't really have a key calc farm yet. And the Corlex food over here, that is made out of key calc seeds and foggy, seaweed, native flora, meat. Oh, that's where we send a whole bunch of meat in. Good. And salt. Oh no, they require salt. Oh no. But we do need to get the Corlex production up. But we don't really need to make that many Corlexes, because the most thing that we need is to make the Corlex milk. We don't really want to go into full rendering Corlexes yet. At some point in time we do want to, because they're very good for skin. But at the moment, the highest priority over here is to make filled milk barrels. So basically, these are the milk cows. At some point in time, we also get the poop cows, but these are the milk cows. They're making milkshakes. it's Pyanodons. That's just how it is. So we need to embiggen our fish farm. We need to make more Corlex food, and we need to get the potatoes in over here, so that we can at least make as much milk as we need, because we do need the milk for, where is it? It's over here. For Pyanodons Mark II. Is it already in here? No, then it's probably in the good alien samples. Yeah, it's over here. Corlex milk is over here in the good alien sample, and Corlex milk is over here in the casein production, because casein over here is made out of Corlex milk as well. So those two will both require quite a bit of Corlex milk. Good. So the next objective would be to make a big, what's it called again? Key calc farm, so that we have the key calc available as well. And we should also maybe go over some of the fixes we have implemented. I will probably, hopefully soon, make the double line over here, so that we have a bit of a better train traffic going this way, because we do see a lot of trains getting stuck over here on this intersection, waiting for trains to come from all the way over here, going all the way around over here, just to pass them over there, just so that they can be able to get in there, which feels a bit weird and wrong. Not quite sure how they do end up waiting over here. It should actually not happen. But we do have some train issues over here, and just dual lining this over here, which will be a bit tricky over here, to be perfectly honest. We're gonna have to figure out something over here. I think I already see how we can do it. And it's gonna be a bit of a weird one, but it will be fine. It will be fine. Good. We also kind of moved the antimony field. We now got a new antimony field down here, and I think we do need to add some more canisters to the mines over here. But then again, the belt is full, so I think maybe we're fine over here, but we do have the issue that if one of these miners runs out, he will probably be, yeah, this one for example, he will be hogging the fuel canisters, so we probably need to get him out of the way so that this machine over here can keep on working. But we got a full belt of antimony coming up over here, and we kept the old machine over here. This one over here is still working like a charm. And this one over here is still trying to make as much antimony oxide as we can. We are kind of running out of plastic. Well, we probably need to increase our plastic production, it seems. But that will be a topic for later. But all the way over here, antimony oxide is good for these smelters. They're all working at least, and things are backing up. And things seem to be working fine. We do probably need some more over here. And I'm pretty sure that you are waiting on antimony oxide. Yeah, you're definitely waiting on antimony oxide. We might need to improve the antimony production, but then again, that's also part of the next tier science, so we could maybe just wait on it for a bit. Good, good, good. One thing that kind of broke, and you have to be careful with that. If you do the turret upgrades, do keep in mind that some of these recipes, actually all of these recipes over here, will be replaced instantly. For the wood processing over here, we chose dry storage, and I thought we fixed all of the places where we turn wood into raw fiber, but we kind of forgot this place over here. So this place over here kind of got backed up and stuck with biomass. So we now filter out the biomass, and it goes all the way over here, all the way over there, into this chest over here, where it then will be turned into carbon dioxide. So this machine over here got stuck for a bit, but we now are backed up on phosphoric acid again, so everything over here is perfectly fine. The mall expansion over here is also continuing on. We are getting more and more assembly machines. These assembly machines over here should be done soon. We're also sticking more and more stuff over here into these assembly machines. So we are automating more and more, which is really, really good. And it does help us along quite a bit. We also kind of decided that we probably want to start making science in the mall as well. At least for the initial trickle science, where we just make like one pack every now and then, just to keep things going, just to keep things flowing, so that we have everything over here that we need. And if you compare that to how we make science at the moment, that basically is like how we do science, because we got like one lab for pretty much everything. And that would also mean that we would only need to be importing like the bits. Some of these we might still make somewhere else, for example the creature samples over here, the creature puzzle. But yeah, we just need to import whatever we need, and then we could maybe make science over here in the laboratory, in the mall over here, and then we don't really need to worry about it too much anymore. But it's good to see that we are making loads and loads and loads of science over here, because we do need loads and loads and loads of science. And the science machines over here, well, they're missing something. They are currently missing science, which is coming from the north, which is over here. And the reason for that over here is probably because we're not making enough petri dishes, probably because we are... I'm not quite sure if we're making enough seaweed over here. If you look at this, I think... Actually, no, we do make enough seaweed over here. We definitely make enough seaweed over here. Oh, I see what's going on over here. I was a bit confused. Yeah, this used to be an older building. But I think we need to make a couple more petri dishes. Because these over here... They're not fast enough. These two over here are basically idling all the time. Good. But if this machine over here is working non-stop, it should actually be fine. Maybe it's fine. Who knows? Good. Alright, other things. There was that big Pi update like a week ago, but it didn't really break too much. It was mostly fine. And we already covered that last episode. One thing we are probably going to be doing, yeah, the limestone over here. Now, we do make biomass, limestone, and iron oxide over here. The limestone that we're making over here, at the moment it's going into a train station, but we will probably end up making an acetylene making machine over here, because acetylene over here has a very good fuel value, and we can always use that to fire up more, more machines just to run on acetylene, because we got so many liquid powered things that require liquid power all the time, and having them run on acetylene as well is probably a very good idea. We also do need the acetylene for things like titanium. And speaking of titanium, this place is almost done. We do have more titanium over there. Yeah, we might need to do some fighter combat soon, but at the moment we are fine. Good. All good all around. I'm having so much fun with this playthrough. Like, even though we kind of ran into the issue with Corlexes over here, we kind of look at what we need to do to make Corlexes at the end of the last stream. And it's over here. We need to make some... What was it? Was it the Corlex issue? Yeah, we need to make some fetal serum and some artificial blood over here. And that kind of took us a bit for a surprise, because fetal serum over here, that's easy to do. We need to make silver, and you can make silver out of lead dust. Usually it's called galena, but over here it's just called lead dust. And we do have lead dust in our lead build over here. There it is. And it's currently completely backed up, so we could just splice them off, make some silver, and maybe just stockpile it over there for a while. But the thing that's, of course, a little bit more surprising was the artificial blood. I didn't really expect that we already need it. And artificial blood has some funky requirements. Let's maybe look over here. It actually is over here. Artificial blood. We need to make some albumin. Albumin, which is just centrifuged blood. This one is fine. This one is easy to do. It only costs a lot of power, but that's fine. But the Flutec PP6, that's the one that is a bit more tricky, because Flutec requires decaline. Decaline itself is not too hard. That's an excellent plate, titanium plate, aromatics, and hydrogen. Pretty easy to do. But the cobalt fluoride over here, that requires us to do cobalt extract and rare earth oxides, as well as some acid gas and some hot air. These two are pretty easy. But cobalt extract is then again mixed ores, pressurized air, and cyanic acid, which gives us cobalt extract. Mixed ores is rare earth ore, copper ore, and nickel ore. Just bash it together and you get it. But the one that's a little bit more annoying is the rare earth oxides. That puts us down the full rare earth production line. And that one is pretty deep and pretty annoying, because you start off with rare earth ore over here, and you turn that into rare earth powder. Then you turn that into rare earth dust. Then you cook it up with some sulfuric acid into some rare earth mud. Then you take the mud and you cook it up again with sulfuric acid into some rare earth slurry. There's also something else we can do with it. We can vent it, of course. Then you take the rare earth slurry and you cook it up with some ammonia into uranium. Well, uranium is a byproduct, but a rare earth solution and a bit of uranium. And we have no use for this uranium yet. It will just be piling up somewhere in the corner. And then the rare earth solution over here, we can either evaporate that into rare earth concentrate iron oxide, or we can treat it with some cyanic acid and maybe some sulfuric acid to get more out of it. But we then also get some copper ore or some chromite sand out of it. This one over here might be good because chromium is something we can always need. But yeah, then we get the rare earth concentrate, and once we're at the concentrate part, we can then get the rare earth oxides out of it, and we also get some iron oxide out of it. So setting up rare earth is going to be a bit annoying and a bit complicated. I think we're going to be doing that later on the stream tonight. But first of all, we're going to be working on a keycalc farm because we want to have keycalc set up, and I guess then afterwards we're going to be working on rare earth. Now, rare earth, we have it over here in terms of the bolides. We have rare earth over here in form of a field. So we are good for rare earth. There's not much of an issue over there. We just need to pick it all up and process it somewhere. And that somewhere will probably be over here somewhere. Maybe even right over here. Why not right over here? But we will have to make a machine, and we will have to take a look at what we need to do. We are also going to need a couple of auxiliary machines. We might just end up making an ammonia making machine and a cyanic acid making machine. And both of them require more poop. So the first thing we're actually going to be doing is embiggen the poop machine over here. For which we need to just improve the recipe over here. We do have a better recipe available over here for the Corlexes in form of manure with aug food. Currently, they're just getting like some water and some native flora and some moss. But if we actually give them some actual food, the output of them basically doubles. This one over here makes 3 to 8 every 100 seconds. So about 5.5 every 100. And this one over here makes 5 to 12. So basically 8.5 every 80. If we multiply this by 25%, then we get about an output of 10.5, 11-ish every 100 seconds, which basically is double this amount. We also got a poop recipe available for the Ulrichs, but Ulrichs are really not good poopers, so they should not poop. I love Pyanodons. Good, but that will be it for today. Small update. I hope there will be more bigger updates coming soon. I do kind of hope that we can get at least 2 Pi recap episodes out per week from now on, since there will be a lot of things to do. But the Pi recap episodes always depend upon how much stuff we actually did end up doing. Nevertheless, thank you so much for tonight, for this evening, for today. If you do like what you see, please do leave a like, a follow, a comment, a subscription. Every one of those actions does help me out in growing this channel into something bloody amazing. You can also find me, of course, on twitch.tv/BoldViking, where we do even more Factorio. We're playing this over there this evening. And of course, we're doing some Darkest Dungeon every now and then. And there will probably be something new coming soon at some point in time. But the schedule is full. There's only so much time in the day. The usual. Nevertheless, thank you so much and have an amazing evening. Until next time, see you around!